Here's what I did. I told them that I'm going to document this meeting, by the way. We're going to create this video. We're going to post it out there, and my team will post it out, that our brand is available in this. I'm going to send you some foot traffic. I'm going to put out your opening hours. I'm going to do Facebook ad of $50 in your region that my brand is available. Go and try out. Can you run a happy hour on this couple of days, and I'll run the ad that way.
My question is, with us being kind of more of a smaller brand, what's the best approach with a regional restaurant group? We have, several in Indiana that are 10, 20 restaurants in. They're not your national chains, but they're strong local groups. What's the best approach to getting your our bourbon brand or gins on, not only on the menu, but featured, so they just don't get put on a list and then fall off in 6 months?
I think one of the best way to get a regional group like that size, 15 to 20 accounts, and in your own state, which you can, let's say, fulfill, is exclusivity. If you can afford to start with that, let's say, that would be a no-brainer. So if you've not, gone into many other, and then let's say if you are already in 100 different bars, but then you say, I'm not going to offer this program to another group like this. So maybe you can start that way as well. Second is to sort of prepare your presentation or meeting in making sure that the delivery to all the accounts and the logistical information is same. The program, the launch plan, that, okay, 5 cases on each store. Okay. Monday we'll do tasting here. Tuesday we'll do tasting here. Da, da, da. So you show them a consistency with each of their account in staff training, with the dates, logistics delivery. You assure them that you will not run out of supply and so on. So I'll play another. I have a video here from a restaurant buyer. So she will talk more about it. Let me just see. Alison, what do you look for, in a new brand?
I think that answer is twofold. It depends on the scope of the program that you're looking for. I recently, we participated in building quite a few national programs. And national programs having awareness from a supplier perspective of where your wines are in the country and who currently supports, I was surprised by how difficult that through line was. And so from national accounts all the way through to delivering to the restaurant on multiple different state levels, being able to speak to product, inventory, timelines, and that requires a lot of work, but just an awareness of the logistics of where wine is, how wine can get there, it's noticeable.
Just to add the context here, we're talking about where, a company like yourself, where it's a regional chain or a national chain, you want pickup locations of each state, you want distributors of each state, you want the line pricing of each state, you want the logistical info when you're talking to a national or regional buyer, right?
Absolutely. And being able to get that information without necessarily having 7 different people to talk to that aren't talking to each other. I think companies that really can communicate excellently on their back end, that streamlines that buying process, completely separate from the product of the wine, just having the infrastructure there to get things done quicker makes a huge difference to actually getting placements.
Okay, so just answering the second piece of it as well, right? So I think just on the first one, basically, you really have a couple of other options, but those kind of buyers are more business driven, right? They're not like the regional buyers, like 15, 20 restaurants. They're shrewd buyers and they're business buyers. So give them the business approach. They're making decisions in the math as well. So if you have a case study, okay, here's what will happen to your business if you do, and show them like new customers, for example. You can bring in actual new customer, new walk-ins, new teams. They're always looking for new footfalls, so talk more business cases I think that is a good way to sort of approach. And I think this also will cover your other bit, which will link to your first question, right? So I did ask, some good buyers and bartenders about your second question about how to get, your bartenders to sort of feature and make cocktails for your brand, and also feature like properly, right? Promote them. Both of them answered, which made me think, that brand ambassadors is the missing link. So if you can't afford, maybe you yourself be the brand ambassador, but understand and see what's written here, right? So what brand ambassadors do is actually they talk the language of a bartender and the supplier both, so they have that empathy. They have, they do understand what bartenders, because most of the time they have been the bartender as well, right? So I think having brand ambassadors really, talk about the mixology of your product, and then leaving it to the bartenders. Okay, how are you going to play with this? Is an ideal approach for that. So again, this has the details, but we can move on to the other question. But I think overall, it is usually the financial benefit. It is usually allowing the freedom to the bartenders. And I think if you are just regional, and if you're a distillery, especially, and pitching your regional group, I'm sure you have an added advantage, unless like an imported brand, so you can really play around with a lot of local themes as well, And what I usually did was use foot traffic as the best case example. An example is, okay, here's what we're going to do on social media, that our brand is now available in this, our brand is now available in this chain. I'll share my personal story. One more thing I forgot to say is I also have a gin brand called Coca, which is made in London and sold in London. And I'll exactly give you what I did to do this, right? About 8 months ago when I was in London. So to this cafe cocktail bar, which is featuring my brand Coca, which is a gin. And, here's what I did. I told them that I'm going to document this meeting, by the way. We're going to create this video. We're going to post it out there, and my team will post it out, that our brand is available in this. I'm going to send you some foot traffic. I'm going to put out your opening hours. I'm going to do Facebook ad of $50 in your region that my brand is available. Go and try out. Can you run a happy hour on this couple of days, and I'll run the ad that way. So that way, what I did was made him do this feature, backed up with my $100, got the customer in there, so you sort of use that $100 to close the loop. And then I also added, obviously we have some other things we can support with. You all can play around with what you can do. Like we have some media assets like London Drinks Guide. So that is a B2C platform. So I said, okay, we'll create a blog post and so on, where I'll write a story that Coca is now available in this account and so on, right? So you completely talk about what you're going to do. And then I had their bartender, play around with the cocktails while I was in the meeting. So, hey, can you make some cocktails, and we'll document and take pictures as well, because I'll create blog posts and create stories of this. So in your meeting as well, you can say, what comes to your mind, John? What kind of cocktails you can do? Because what we can do, we can film this whole thing and put it on our social media and promote it as well. Some simple things like that, basically.